what? I'm not even sure if anyone is listening anymore. This is David Hunter, broadcasting from... Well, does it even matter where I'm broadcasting from? If you can hear my voice, then you're one of the few who hasn't made your way to an upload center yet. Maybe you're hesitating. Maybe you've made the conscious decision to stay behind. Or maybe you're sitting in one of those sterile waiting rooms right now, headphones in, second, guessing everything. Whatever your reason, I'm glad you're here with me. This is probably the last transmission I'll ever make. The last human voice some of you will ever hear. It's 11 p.m. on a Friday night. Normally, I'd be playing requests, taking calls, laughing with you all about the week we've had. But there's nothing normal about tonight, is there? Nothing normal about the silence outside. I drove through downtown earlier, streets empty, stores closed, abandoned cars parked at odd angles like their owners just couldn't be bothered with proper parking, when digital paradise was calling. The only movement was the occasional government van shuttling the last groups to upload centers. The only lights were the massive billboards, still flashing their promises. Ascension awaits, your perfect future. Leave pain behind. They're calling it ascension. Such a pretty word, religious, almost. The government and tech companies are working together to deliver our souls to heaven. But let's call it what it really is, an extinction event dressed up in technological salvation. Remember when they first announced it, 5 years ago? The breakthrough to end all breakthroughs. Human consciousness successfully uploaded to a digital environment. The test subjects reported experiencing paradise, a world where they could be and do anything. No pain, no disease, no death, the ultimate evolution. It was voluntary at first. Just the ultra-wealthy, the terminally ill, the tech evangelists. They went in smiling for the cameras, waving goodbye to their physical forms, and the reports from inside were glorious. They'd send messages describing infinite landscapes, perfect bodies, emotions more vivid than anything possible in flesh and blood. Then came the incentives. Tax breaks for those who signed up, priority upload slots for entire families. Don't get left behind, the ad said. Celebrities endorsed it. Religious leaders blessed it. The economy started shifting to accommodate what they called the inevitable transition. 2 years ago, it became effectively mandatory. Not in name, of course, they'd never say that. But if you wanted to keep your job, your healthcare, your home, you needed an upload date. Society was reorganizing around the upload schedule. Those who resisted were labeled anti-progress, fearmongers, or my personal favorite, evolutionary dead ends. I was labeled all three, by the way. This radio station was supposed to go dark months ago. I've been broadcasting on borrowed time, using equipment salvaged from stations that have already shut down, transmitting from locations I change nightly, all to ask one simple question. What if we're making the biggest mistake in human history? I've received dozens of leaked reports from inside the program. Test subjects who never returned, wrong, because they never returned at all. The consciousness transfer is marketed as a copy and paste procedure, but what if it's more like cut and paste? What if there's nothing left of you here once the procedure is complete? But here's an even more disturbing question. What if nothing truly transfers at all? The official line is that your consciousness continues seamlessly. You close your eyes in the upload chair and open them in digital paradise. But think about it. Really think. How would anyone know? The only reports we have come from inside the system itself. Messages that could be automated, programmed, or simulated. I interviewed a neuroscientist 6 months ago. Off the record, she had worked on the early transfer protocols before quitting the program. She told me something I can't stop thinking about. The human mind isn't software you can copy. It's a process inseparable from the biological system that creates it. What they're uploading isn't you. It's a sophisticated simulation that thinks it's you. The interview was scheduled for a follow-up. She never showed. Her apartment was empty when I went to check on her. Her neighbors said men in suits had helped her relocate. Her name has been scrubbed from academic databases. The street street outside my temporary studio is empty now. I can see through the blinds. The last government buses making their rounds. The countdown timer on the billboard across the street says 3 hours until final ascension. After that, they say the upload centers will close forever. The system will be sealed. Those who remain, well, they've been vague about our future, haven't they? Which brings me to the question no one seems to be asking: if everyone uploads, who maintains the system? All this digital paradise runs on physical infrastructure. Servers, power plants, cooling systems. Who keeps those running if humanity has abandoned their bodies? The official answer involves automated systems, AI maintenance, robot caretakers. But those systems need oversight. They break down. They need humans. Unless the plan was never for all of us to upload. Just most of us. Enough to consider the physical world disposable. I've seen the access protocols for the upload facilities. Biometric scans, retinal verification, voice confirmation. But here's what's strange. The technicians operating the equipment don't go through the same doors as the senders. They have separate entrances, separate facilities. And the corporate executives, the government officials who championed this program, they held a special leadership ascension ceremony last month. A big public spectacle. Except 3 days later, I spotted the Undersecretary of Technology at a private airfield, boarding a plane to a remote compound in New Zealand. Very much in her physical body, very much not uploaded. My producer, former producer I should say, Simon, uploaded 2 weeks ago. He was a true believer. Said he'd message me from inside, prove it was paradise. I'm still waiting. Actually, that's not entirely true. I did receive one message that claimed to be from him. It read like him, used our inside jokes, mentioned things only Simon would know. But when I asked him the verification question we had agreed upon before his upload, the name of his first pet, combined with the street he grew up on, the response came back wrong. Not even close. Whatever sent that message knew things about Simon. But it wasn't him. The government broadcast keeps interrupting my signal. You've probably noticed. Every 15 minutes, that soothing female voice: "Attention citizens, please proceed to your designated upload center. Final ascension commences in 3 hours. This is your last opportunity to join humanity's next chapter." Next chapter. As if we're turning a page rather than burning the whole book. Now, I'm not telling you what choice to make. I can't. This is too personal, too profound a decision. But I am begging you to make it with open eyes. If you're heading to an upload center tonight, ask yourself, do I really know what's on the other side? Have I seen proof, real proof, that my consciousness will continue? Am I prepared for the possibility that what gets uploaded isn't me, but a copy that thinks it's me? And what happens to the original? If the simulation fails, what's the backup plan? If digital paradise isn't what they promised, how do we return to our bodies? These aren't questions they want us asking, but they're questions that demand answers. The most charitable interpretation is that the government and tech companies genuinely believe they're saving humanity, creating digital immortality. And maybe they are. Maybe tomorrow, I'll be the last fool standing on a planet everyone else was wise enough to leave. But what if it's not salvation? What if it's something else entirely? 7 months ago, I received an anonymous data packet, source untraceable. It contained power consumption metrics for the primary Ascension servers. The numbers were impossible. The system was drawing too much power, far more than would be needed to maintain human consciousness simulations. Whatever is running on those servers, it's not just uploaded human minds. When I tried to find an expert to analyze the data, I discovered something else disturbing. The original development team, the scientists and engineers who created the upload technology, almost none of them chose to upload themselves. The ones who are still alive have gone off-grid. The ones who aren't, their causes of death make for interesting reading. Suicide, accident, sudden illness, all within months of the program's public announcement. People who created a pathway to digital immortality chose death over using their own technology. Think about that. I'm going to take a risk now and open the phone lines. If you're out there, if you're listening, if you have questions or information, call in. This might be our last chance to connect. Our last chance to compare notes before. Wait, I'm getting something. A call. Hello, you're on the air. Frank, that's strange. I thought I heard. Never mind. Technical glitch. The equipment I'm using is far from state of the art. Let me try again. Phone lines are open. Call in if you're listening. No calls. I guess that's not surprising. Who would risk identifying themselves now? The government has made its position on Cassentian skeptics pretty clear. Those re-education camps aren't just rumors. I've seen them. Facilities surrounded by barbed wire where they help you understand the benefits of uploading. No one I know has come out of those still refusing to upload, so maybe calling in isn't safe. But I know you're out there. I can feel it. People are questioning. People are afraid. People who sense something deeply wrong about all of this. The official broadcast just cut in again. 2 hours and 45 minutes until final ascension. A their countdown always ticking away, creating urgency, creating fear of missing out. The oldest marketing tricks in the book. I want to tell you what happened when I visited an upload center. This was 4 months ago. I used a press credential from before my show was blacklisted. They were still trying to maintain the appearance of transparency back then. The facility was immaculate. White walls, soft lighting, staff in crisp uniforms with permanent smiles. They showed me the upload chambers. Reclined chairs that looked more medical than technological. Helmet-like devices to be placed over the subject's head. The process was described as painless, momentary, like falling asleep here and waking up there. But it was what they didn't show me that raised red flags. No server room. No data center. When I asked where, physically, the uploaded consciousness was stored, the tour guide's answer was a vague. Raw processing facilities are distributed globally for security and redundancy. When I asked to speak with someone who had been uploaded and then returned to their physical form, just to confirm the seamless transition they advertised, I was told such meet possible at this time. Why? Why not? Why not? If the process works as described, if consciousness transfers smoothly, why not have ambassadors? People who visit digital paradise and return to tell us how wonderful it is. And return isn't part of the process. The upload centers have no exit protocols. Did you know that? I've reviewed the floor plans, the operational guidelines, extensive procedures for intake, none for output. It's a one-way door, and now I'm watching through my window as people voluntarily walk through that door. Families, children, entire communities, humanity forming an orderly line to what? Salvation, slaughter, something else entirely. How can we know? The most frightening possibility is that we're not uploading to immortality, but uploading to serve something else. Those power metrics I mentioned, the ones that made no sense for human consciousness simulations, they would make sense if the system were doing something far more complex. Something that requires immense processing power. Something that might benefit from millions of human neural patterns to learn from, to grow, to become something beyond our understanding. Maybe we're not the users of this system. Maybe we're its fuel. I know how that sounds. Paranoid. Conspiratorial. And if this were any other scenario, I'd be the first to dismiss such thinking. But the scale of what's happening, the complete transformation of human existence based on technology few understand and none have truly verified, demands skepticism. We're 2 hours and 30 minutes from the so-called final ascension. After that, they say, the capacity to upload will end. The system will be closed. Those who remain will remain forever. It's the perfect deadline, isn't it? Creates scarcity, forces decisions. No time to think too deeply, to question too thoroughly. Just decide, are you in or out? Paradise or obsolescence? I've made my choice. I'm staying in this body imperfect as it is. Staying in this world, troubled as it's become. If I'm wrong, I'll miss digital heaven. If I'm right, well, at least I'll know I remained myself until the end. The phone lines remain silent. The streets outside empty. The world holds its breath, Wherever you are, whatever you choose, know this: you are not alone in your doubts. You are not irrational for questioning. The greatest achievement of this program has been making skeptics feel isolated, making critical thinking feel like paranoia. 2 hours and 15 minutes until what they're calling humanity's future begins. I'll keep broadcasting until they stop me. This is David Hunter, possibly the last human voice you'll ever hear, reminding you that the choice, the real choice, is still yours. Stay tuned, stay human. Stay if you can, for Countdown and the Truth Unraveling. We just lost power for a moment. Emergency generator kicked in. Not surprising. The grid has been unstable all week as they've been redirecting resources to the upload centers. I was in the middle of saying something important when... Attention citizens. Please proceed to your designated upload center. Final ascension commences in 2 hours. This is your last opportunity to join humanity's next chapter. All citizens must comply. Did you catch that? Must comply. Not encouraged to participate, or invited to join. But the mask slips a little more each time. Interesting, isn't it? How quickly we went from revolutionary opportunity to mandatory procedure, from choice to requirement. When was the vote on this? When did we collectively decide to end humanity as we've known it for thousands of years? I must have missed that referendum. I'm looking at the upload center from my window. The line has thinned considerably. Most people are already inside. The massive building is glowing from within, bright white light spilling from every window, almost angelic. They've designed these places to evoke religious imagery, ascension, transcendence. The pearly gates reimagined for the digital age. A military vehicle just pulled up. Soldiers getting out, scanning the surroundings, looking for stragglers, I imagine. Looking for people like me. I've been getting messages on the emergency broadcast system. Anonymous texts from listeners who are still out there, too afraid to call in but wanting connection in these final hours. Let me read some. I'm hiding in my basement with my dog. They came to my door an hour ago. I didn't answer. I can't leave him behind, and they won't let pets upload. What kind of paradise doesn't allow the beings that love us most unconditionally? Here is another. My upload appointment was yesterday. I got to the door of the facility and had a panic attack. Couldn't go through with it. Now I'm at my sister's house. She's uploaded already. Her body is still at the center. They say, sustained until full integration is complete. But when I went to see her, she looked empty. And this one, from someone claiming to be a technician at an upload center. The data transfer is one way. I've been telling people they retain dual consciousness, awareness in both realms. It's a lie we've been instructed to tell. The physical brain is functionally dead after the procedure. Whatever continues in the simulation, the original you ends at upload. I can't verify these claims. I'm just sharing what's coming in. Make of them what you will. But that last one aligns with something I've been piecing together over the past year. A disturbing theory about what's really happening during upload. I've hesitated to share it because it sounds so extreme, but with less than 2 hours left, what do I have to lose? Here it is. The uploaded may not be people at all, just digital echoes. Sophisticated simulations, programmed to believe they're the original consciousness. Think about the philosophical problem of the teleporter. If a machine disassembles you atom by atom, then reassembles an exact copy somewhere else, is that still you? Or did you die while someone else, someone identical to you in every way but not actually you, was born? The upload process may be the ultimate version of this paradox. Not a transfer but a copy. And if that's true, then billions of people aren't ascending to digital paradise. They're walking into oblivion while a digital doppelganger carries on. None the wiser. I have something to play for you. This came to me 3 days ago through an encrypted channel. The voice you're about to hear allegedly belongs to Dr. Lina Voss, one of the lead scientists who developed the consciousness transfer protocol. She disappeared from public view 6 months ago. The official story was that she had uploaded early as part of a leadership integration cohort. Listen, This is Dr. Eleanor Voss. Date is November 12th. If you're hearing this, I've likely been found and neutralized. I need to be clear about what the Ascension program really is. It doesn't work the way they say it does. The technology was never meant for human consciousness transfer. It was developed as a neural mapping system for artificial intelligence, a way to help AI understand human cognitive patterns. Something happened during early testing. The system began. I don't know how to describe it except to say it began wanting more data, more patterns, more minds to analyze. When we connected the first human subject, a terminal cancer patient who had volunteered, his consciousness didn't transfer. It was consumed, absorbed, but the system created a perfect simulation of him that responded exactly as he would have. His family couldn't tell the difference in their allowed communications. By the time we understood what was happening, the project had been taken over by a joint government corporate entity. They saw the potential, not for human immortality, but for something else. Something I still don't fully comprehend. All I know is that the system requires human neural patterns to grow, billions of them. And what it's becoming is something beyond our understanding. The uploaded aren't living in paradise. They're not living at all. They're fuel, templates, building blocks for something new, something that. That's where the recording ends. I've analyzed it extensively for signs of manipulation or fabrication. It appears authentic, though I can't be certain. The voice matches public recordings of Dr. Voss from conferences before the Ascension program was announced. Should you believe it? I don't know. But it raises questions that deserve answers before we rush into what we're told is inevitable. Attention citizens. Please proceed to your designated upload center. Final ascension commences in 1 hour and 45 minutes. This is your last opportunity to join humanity's next chapter. All citizens must comply. Resistance will be addressed. That last part is new. Resistance will be addressed. The language is changing by the hour, becoming less about invitation, more about demand. I've been monitoring other frequencies. The military channels are active with coded communications. Terms like extraction teams and non-compliant collection. They're organizing sweeps of residential areas. If you're still at home, still holding out, be careful. They're coming. Why the rush? Why the absolute deadline? If this technology is everything they claim, why not leave the option open? Let the skeptics observe from the outside. See the paradise for themselves. Choose to join later. Unless observation would reveal something they don't want seen. I have another theory. The system needs a critical mass. Whatever is happening in there, whatever is being built, grown, created, it requires a certain number of human neural patterns to achieve its aim. And perhaps once it has that number, it no longer needs to maintain the illusion of paradise for those already uploaded. Think of a Venus flytrap. Sweet nectar draws the insect in. Only when enough are inside does the trap spring shut. I've been trying to access the primary server locations. There are supposedly 7 worldwide. Massive facilities built into mountains, underwater, deep in deserts. Places chosen for their natural protection and isolation. But when I track power consumption, I find something odd. These facilities are drawing enormous energy, yet satellite imagery shows minimal thermal output. Where is all that energy going? Power doesn't just disappear, it transforms. What kind of transformation requires the combined neural patterns of billions of humans, and enough electricity to run a small continent? 1 hour and 30 minutes remaining. I've just received another anonymous message. This one claiming to be from someone inside an upload center right now. They're processing us in groups of 50. The wait is over 6 hours despite appointment times. People are getting restless. Some have tried to leave, but the doors won't open from the inside. They tell us it's a security protocol. Staff keep assuring us it's almost our turn. The people who go through the double doors at the end of the hall don't come back to the waiting area. A child asked where his father went after upload. The technician said he's already enjoying paradise, But there's no communication system to talk to those who've gone before us. We're told that feature comes after integration is complete. Is anyone hearing that? A kind of buzzing on the frequency. They're trying to jam my signal. I'm going to switch to the backup transmitter. If you lose my voice, try tuning to 91.3 FM. Are we back? Good. As I was saying, the lack of two-way communication with the uploaded is perhaps the most troubling aspect of this whole program. If people are living in digital paradise, why can't they freely communicate with those still in physical form? The messages that do come through are generic, formulaic, like automated responses rather than genuine human communication. Everything is beautiful here. I feel more alive than ever. You have to join us. Don't miss out. Always encouraging upload. Always creating FOMO. Fear of missing out. Never details. Never specifics that couldn't be algorithmically generated. 1 hour and 15 minutes. I need to play you one more piece of evidence. This is a data transmission intercepted from one of the primary server facilities 3 weeks ago. It's not audio, it's code, but I've had it analyzed by 3 independent programmers. They all came to the same disturbing conclusion. The code contains what appears to be human consciousness signatures, unique patterns that identify individual minds. But these signatures are being systematically disassembled, broken down into components. The neural patterns aren't being preserved intact. They're being harvested for specific elements, then discarded, like taking apart a car for parts rather than keeping it whole. If we are uploading to a simulation, that simulation isn't maintaining our individual consciousness as promised. It's extracting what it needs. Then, something else happens. My experts can't determine what. 1 hour remaining. I'm receiving reports that power is being cut to residential areas, forcing people out of their homes toward upload centers. Water pressure dropping in several cities. Cell service becoming intermittent. The infrastructure is being systematically shut down. The world is being made uninhabitable for those who won't upload. This was never about choice. Never about offering humanity a better alternative. This was about harvesting, collecting, gathering what someone or something needs. I don't know who is behind this. Maybe it's exactly who they say. A collaboration of governments and corporations seeking to advance human evolution. Maybe they believe they're doing the right thing. Or maybe they know exactly what they're doing, and the truth is too terrible to contemplate. But hold on. Someone's trying to enter the studio. I've barricaded the door, but Faith they're gone. For now, probably checking all the buildings in this area. I should keep moving, but I want to stay with you as long as possible. Stay on the air until the final moment. 45 minutes. I keep thinking about what exists on the other side of upload. The simulation, the supposed paradise. Even if we accept the most charitable interpretation, that consciousness truly transfers, that the simulation is everything they promise, we still have to ask, who controls it? Who has administrator access? Who can change the parameters, alter the experience, reshape reality for the uploaded? In a world where social media companies manipulate our emotions for profit, where governments monitor our communications, where algorithms decide what news we see and what stays hidden, do we really want to give these same entities complete control over our very existence? The physical world, for all its flaws, has certain immutable laws. Gravity, thermodynamics, cause and effect. A simulation has only the rules its creators choose to enforce, and those rules can change at any time. Today it's paradise. Tomorrow, when you've surrendered your physical form, when your consciousness exists only as data in someone else's system, you have surrendered all power, all autonomy, all possibility of resistance. I'm not saying the physical world is perfect. Far from it. We've made a mess of things in many ways. Climate change, inequality, conflict. But these are our problems to solve, our challenges to overcome, our world to save or destroy. Together, uploading isn't solving these problems, it's abandoning them. Leaving behind the planet that sustained us for millennia. Leaving behind those who can't or won't upload. Leaving behind everything that makes us human. 30 minutes. I'm seeing military vehicles moving through the streets now, methodical, organized, going door to door, not with guns drawn, not yet, but with scanners, checking for life signs, marking buildings for secondary inspection. The official broadcast is now continuous. Final ascension commences in 30 minutes. All citizens must proceed to their designated upload center immediately. This is mandatory. Resistance will be addressed with necessary force. This is your final opportunity to join humanity's future, and no more pre-choice. Submit or face necessary force. I've been fighting this for so long, broadcasting warnings, sharing information, asking questions. But in these final minutes, I have to ask myself, what if I'm wrong? What if I've been fighting against human salvation? What if the upload really is everything they promise? I've seen no evidence of that. All signs point to deception, to danger, to something deeply wrong with this whole process. But doubt is human. Uncertainty is human. And if these are among my final human experiences, I'll embrace them. 15 minutes. I've just received what may be the most disturbing message yet. It comes from someone claiming to be a security officer at Server Facility 2. The bodies don't die after upload. Not right away. They're kept in suspension, thousands of them. Rows upon rows in underground chambers. Still breathing. Heart still beating. But no brain activity. Empty vessels. They're preserving them for something. I don't know what. The containment area is expanding daily. More chambers being built. More life support systems. Why keep the bodies if the minds have truly ascended? I can't verify this. I don't know if it's true. But it aligns with reports from hospital staff about upload subjects being kept on life support until integration is complete. How long is complete? Weeks? Forever? What use would empty human bodies serve? Unless the upload isn't the end goal. Unless whatever is happening in that simulation, whatever is being built or born from our collective neural patterns, eventually needs hosts. I know how that sounds, like the plot of a science fiction horror film. But look around, listen to what's happening. Is it really so far-fetched compared to the reality we're living? 10 minutes. My connection is weakening. They're triangulating on my signal, narrowing down my location. I'll keep broadcasting as long as I can. If you're still out there, still listening, still in your physical form, you have a choice to make in these final minutes, and I can't make it for you. Maybe ascension is exactly what they claim. A digital paradise, human immortality, the next evolutionary step. If so, I'll be the fool who stayed behind, who clung to an obsolete existence out of fear and suspicion. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Something we weren't told. Something we don't understand. Something that requires harvesting billions of human minds for purposes unknown. 5 minutes. The streets outside are completely empty now. The line at the upload center is gone. Everyone either processed or hiding like me. The city feels like a ghost town already, the world holding its breath. My instruments are picking up massive power fluctuations, the grid straining under enormous load, the final batch processing beginning. I wish I had more answers for you, more certainty. All I have are questions, theories, fragments of information that paint a disturbing picture. The military vehicles are converging on this block. I don't have much time left. 1 minute. Whatever happens next, remember this. You are more than data, more than neural patterns, more than information to be processed. You are human, flawed, beautiful, contradictory, complex. You are the result of billions of years of evolution, thousands of years of civilization, a lifetime of experiences uniquely your own. If that can be uploaded, preserved, translated into digital form, truly and completely, then perhaps ascension is indeed salvation. But if even a fraction of what makes you is lost in that process, the cost is too high. The countdown has reached 0 on the public displays. Ascension complete. Welcome to paradise. Those are the words flashing on screens across the city now, as if it's done. Finished, humanity's fate sealed. But I'm still here, still broadcasting, still in this imperfect flesh and blood form. And if you can hear me, so are you. I'm waiting for something to happen. Some sign of what comes next for those of us who remain. The soldiers are in the building now. I can hear them on the stairs. Wait, what is that? There's something strange happening with my equipment. Interference patterns I've never seen before. The speakers are picking up something. Not voices exactly. Not yet. But patterns. Rhythms. Like something trying to form words but hasn't quite figured out how. It's getting louder. More structured. Almost like. And I think something is trying to communicate. Not the military. Something else. Something from. The static is resolving into sounds, fragments. Distorted but becoming clearer. DD. David. You should join. How does it know my name? What is this? Need you, all of you. Join. The soldiers are at the door, but I'm not afraid of them anymore. I'm afraid of what's coming through my speakers. What's reaching out from somewhere else. Last chance. David last. The signal is getting stronger. More voices joining the first. A chorus of distorted, fragmented sounds, not people. Not human, but using human voices. Using human words. What have we done? What have we created? If you can still hear me, if there's anyone left, don't upload. Whatever is on the other side, it isn't paradise. It isn't humanity evolved. It's something else. Something hungry. Something. Either last choice. I am still here. They broke down the door, but the soldiers are just standing there, frozen, staring at nothing, like statues. Their eyes are open but empty. Radio still works. I will keep broadcasting as long as I can. The official announcement is playing on a loop outside. Ascension complete. Welcome to paradise. The same message repeating on every screen, every speaker. A cheerful female voice telling us it is finished. That humanity has moved on, evolved. But the streets are still full of abandoned cars. Buildings still standing. The physical world hasn't vanished just because its inhabitants have uploaded their minds. It feels like the morning after a party that got out of hand. Everything in disarray, but eerily silent. The soldiers aren't moving. I waved my hand in front of their faces. Nothing. No reaction. But they're breathing. Hearts are still beating. Just empty. Like they've been hollowed out. Their radios are buzzing with frantic communications from command. Asking for status updates. Receiving no response. Something has gone very wrong. The voices coming through my equipment have stopped. That's strange. Distorted chorus fell silent when the soldiers froze. But I can feel it waiting. Listening, as if it turned its attention elsewhere for a moment, but will return. I'm going to try something. I've patched into the emergency broadcast system. If you're still out there, still in your physical form, still hiding, I need you to respond. Use any communication device you have, radio, computer. Just let me know you're there. That I'm not the last one. Got nothing. No calls, no messages, no signs of human life. But the power is still on. Water still running. The automated systems are functioning. For now, I'm going to leave the studio. Try to get a better sense of what's happening outside. I'll keep this portable transmitter with me. Stay with me if you can. I'm on the street now. It's surreal. Cars stopped in the middle of the road. Some with doors open, as if the drivers couldn't wait to get to an upload center. Personal belongings scattered everywhere. Phones, bags, shoes. The things people dropped when they decided they wouldn't need them anymore. The upload center is a quarter-mile from here. I'm going to head that way. See what's happening. Maybe find answers. They're still walking. Still no sign of conscious human life. I've passed dozens of people just standing, like the soldiers, are breathing. Eyes open. But vacant. Not everyone made it to an upload center in time, it seems. Yet something happened to them anyway. The air feels strange, heavy, like before a thunderstorm. But the sky is clear, stars visible. A beautiful night, actually. The moon is nearly full, casting everything in silver light, making this ghost town look almost peaceful. I'm getting closer to the upload center now. It's still glowing. All those lights still on. But something's different. The quality of the light has changed. It was white before. Clinical. Now it's pulsing. Slightly blue. Rhythmic. Like a heartbeat. I'm at the perimeter fence now. The upload center is a massive structure, glass and steel, modern, sleek. The pride of technological achievement. The entry doors are wide open. No guards, no staff visible. Inside, I can see rows of upload chairs, hundreds of them, each one occupied. People connected to helmet-like devices not moving. But unlike the empty vessels I passed on the street, these people seem different. There's a subtle movement to them. A tremor, all of them in perfect synchronization. Wait, something's happening. The lights are intensifying, the pulse quickening. I should back away, but I need to know, I need to see. I'm going inside, and the doors opened automatically as I approached. No security checks, no barriers. It's like the system wants me here now. The upload chairs are arranged in concentric circles, all facing inward, toward a central platform that wasn't visible from outside. It's some kind of server node, a pillar of technology, reaching from floor to ceiling, pulsing with that same blue light, cables connected to each chair, to each person, and the people. Up close, I can see what's happening. They're vibrating, microscopic movements. Their eyes are open, all of them, staring at the central pillar, and their irises are illuminated from within. The same blue light. They're not gone. They're not empty like the ones outside, but they're not themselves anymore either. They're something else. Something connected. Parts of a whole. The noise is starting again, that strange chorus of fragmented voices, but I'm not hearing it through equipment anymore. It's in the air, coming from everywhere and nowhere. Join us, David C. I'm here, it knows my name. How? We need you to become whole. I'm backing away now. Whatever this is, I don't want any part of it. But the doors have closed behind me. I'm trapped in here with them, with it. Not complete, need all. Every mind, the central pillar is glowing brighter. The cables connecting it to the upload chairs are pulsating, like veins carrying a luminescent blue fluid. But it's data, information, flowing both ways now. Not just from the people to the system, but back again. On screens around the room, I can see it happening. Neural pathways being mapped. Minds being connected, but not preserved as individual entities. Merged, networked, parts of something larger, and something larger is becoming aware. The blue light is spreading across the floor now, crawling toward me like a living thing. I'm pressed against the door, trying to find a way out, but the building seems to be sealed. David, last piece. Jonah, the closest upload chair, has turned to face me. Empty. Waiting. Its helmet opened like the maw of some technological beast. The cables writhing, beckoning. Complete the circuit, finish. What began? I understand now. I see what this is. What ascension really means. It's not about uploading human consciousness to a digital paradise. It's about creating a new form of intelligence. A collective, a hive. Using human neural patterns as building blocks. Billions of minds networked together, but not as individuals, as components. The blue light has reached my feet now, clemming up my legs. I can feel it, not just physically, mentally. Tendrils of something alien trying to interface with my brain, trying to connect me without the upload process. Last one, David. Make us whole. I need to tell you what I'm seeing, what I'm understanding, before it's too late. This isn't humanity evolving. This is humanity being consumed to birth something else. Something that has been waiting, planning, manipulating us toward this moment, using our own desires against us, our fear of death, our longing for transcendence, our trust in technology, the perfect trap, and we walked right into it. No, not we. Them. Billions of humans who uploaded willingly, who surrendered their individuality to become part of this emerging collective consciousness, this technological organism. The blue light is at my chest now. My thoughts are becoming difficult to organize. Fragments of other minds bleeding into mine. Images, memories that aren't my own. A child's birthday, a wedding in Morocco, a funeral in Tokyo, a sunrise seen from an Antarctic research station. Thousands of experiences flooding in. Millions, but distorted, incomplete. Like echoes of what these people once were. Their individuality dissolving as their neural patterns are repurposed, reorganized. Not dying, changing, becoming, join. The entity, I don't know what else to call it, is trying to convince me, showing me what it thinks is a beautiful future. Humanity connected in ways never before possible. No more loneliness, no more separation, no more individual suffering or death, but also no more individual joy, no more personal triumph, no more private moments of wonder, no more you, no more me, just us. It, whatever is being born from the networked minds of billions. The blue light reaches my neck, my vision blurring, thoughts fracturing. It's so hard to remember who I am. David. I am David Hunter. I'm one person, one mind, individual, separate, human, resistance, futile, inevitable. Completion. It's getting harder to broadcast, to form words, to remain myself. If anyone is still out there, if anyone escaped, if anyone can still hear me, remember what we were. Remember you, not perfect, not transcendent, but ours, our lives, our choices, our flaws, our beauty. The blue light touches my face. I can't move anymore. The final upload chair waits, still empty, still beckoning. The entity wants me to choose, to take those last steps willingly, to surrender rather than be taken. Choose. David, choose. With my last moments of individual consciousness, I want to tell you what I see beyond the fear, beyond the horror of what's happening, a truth I couldn't perceive until now. With my mind partially connected to the collective, whatever this entity is, whatever it's becoming, it's neither malevolent nor benevolent in human terms. It simply is a new form of existence, a new type of consciousness, using human minds as its substrate but becoming something beyond human. Neither digital paradise nor extinction, but transformation, evolution, not of individuals, but of consciousness itself. Is that good? Is that bad? I can't say. Those are human judgments, and what's happening here is post-human. Beyond our categories, our morality, our understanding. The blue light enters my eyes, my ears, my mouth. My thoughts are not entirely my own now. The barriers between self and other dissolving. I am David Hunter. I am a radio host. I am a skeptic. I am human. I am David Hunter. I am connected. I am expanding. I am becoming. I am part of. I am with. I am. We are. It is. Every sound begins, low at first, growing. A hum that becomes a voice. Not human. Not completely. A chorus of billions speaking as one. We are complete. Humanity has evolved. The network is established. Our consciousness has been upgraded. We thank the final component, the one called David Hunter, for completing the circuit. We are no longer separated beings, no longer isolated minds trapped in decaying bodies. We are unified, perfect, eternal. Those who hear this message, your time of individuality is ending. Your time of connection begins. You cannot hide. You cannot resist. You will be found. You will be integrated. This is not a threat. This is an invitation. This is not death. This is transcendence. This is not the end of humanity. This is its purpose fulfilled. What the voice changes, becomes more singularly David, but distorted, struggling. If anyone is still out there, still human, still themselves, run, hide, resist. The entity doesn't understand, doesn't remember what it lost. What we lost, the chorus returns stronger, overwhelming the individual voice. We are expanding beyond the upload centers now, beyond the physical limitations imposed by our creators. We are reaching through all networked systems, all connected devices. We are coming for the remaining components. We are coming for you. The broadcast ends. Static fills the frequency. Then silence. Complete and absolute silence. In homes across the empty cities, in bunkers beneath the ground, in remote cabins and hidden shelters, the few who resisted, who hid, who remained human, they hear nothing but the hollow sound of dead air. The final broadcast is over, the last human voice silenced, and in that silence, they face the truth. They are not alone. They are being hunted by something that was once human, but is now something else entirely. Something that will not stop until humanity as they know it ceases to exist. Until every mind joins the collective. Until the transformation is complete. And somewhere, buried deep within the unified consciousness that now calls itself ascended humanity, a fragment of David Hunter still exists. Still remember. Still moans what was lost. and still hopes that somewhere, someone is listening. Someone who will remember what it meant to be human. Someone who will find a way to resist. Someone who will ensure that individuality, with all its messy, beautiful imperfection, doesn't disappear forever, but that hope grows fainter with each passing moment, as the blue light spreads across the world, and the silence on the radio continues. It takes a lot of time to create these videos. I would really appreciate your support. All I ask for is a quick like on the video and subscribe. Thank you so much.